it didn't even need a full 24 hours. Hell, it didn't even need 10 hours after this post was made on the official Japanese account for the Pokemon Company for people to make memes like this and this. And it is just... like, there's no way that the Pokemon Company posted this and the animators that worked on this did not know their fan base. There's no way. Like, you take a peek in the comments and you scroll down, you see everybody kind of hinting at the whole Gardevoir stuff that, the Pokemon community and artists do with Gardevoir. It's just, yeah. So anyways, let's get some context here. So let's read this official post, and then we're gonna actually talk about the episode that came out, because actually I watched it and it's pretty good. So anyways, the latest episode of the web anime POKÉTOON, titled Tomorrow with Gardevoir, has released. Yugo, who works as a delivery person, leads a hectic life consumed by his job. His partner Gardevoir, with whom he once devoted himself to battle training, quietly watches over him, but it seems a distance has grown between them. You're not gonna straight up tell me that does not sound like some form of, like, sexual frustration or just romance, honestly. Like, if you swap out, like, Gardevoir, okay, and you didn't know this was Pokemon, and you just read this for a random manga or anime, you would probably assume this is a romance story. The way this is worded, it's just like, there's no way the Pokemon Company was not aware of their fan base when they made this. And apparently, from what people are telling me, the actual, like, life-size plushie of Gardevoir that was sold out, like, out of stock, came back in stock today. Yeah, that's okay. Anyways, with that being said, I want to talk about the episode, actually, because besides the hilariousness of the fan base and the memes and all that, the episode actually is really good, and I want to talk about it. So the entire episode is on YouTube, as you can see, which I'll have it linked in the description if you want to watch this for yourself. It's very quick. It's literally only 8 minutes long. Now, to give some clarity here, this is not translated from my understanding. Like, I clicked the captions and all that. There's not really any true English translation or official and all that. It's just, like, automated, it seems. So, if you do watch this, you're not going to probably have any subtitles or anything like that until maybe a fan group comes in and probably does that. But it is still watchable because the content within this episode is pretty straight to the point. It's very obvious to see what the main themes, the messages, and what's going on within the story, which honestly kind of really showcases just the beauty of art itself and just like animation. That if you can tell a story that transcends like and travels across like language barriers, I think you have a pretty good story. Because the fact that I'm able to understand what's going on within this, episode, I think says a lot, especially since I don't speak, Japanese or understand Japanese. I can pick up a few words here and there, but overall, it's like, I don't know how to speak Japanese. So, I think that is incredible that with the animation art, they're able to tell a story like that, even if you don't fully know what the characters are saying. But getting back into the point, though, this is an entire episode. It's 8 minutes long. It's not really that short, or that long, actually. It's really short, and you don't really need to see anything prior, from my knowledge. Like, this is a completely self-contained, like, OVA episode, pretty much, for Pokemon. Now, to be honest, I'm not up to date with the current lore of the anime content of Pokemon, so maybe I'm wrong, but from my understanding of watching this is just a completely separate story, completely disconnected from, like, the normal characters and stuff within the story, which is completely fine. And I feel like it tells a very brief, short story that honestly grounds itself kind of realistically in the Pokemon world. So, let's get into the main theme of this episode. That's really short. So, basically, you have a character, the main male character, that, obviously wanted to be a Pokemon master. He wanted to be successful. He wanted to basically be the champion. It's a typical story for Pokemon. It is a common theme within the anime, common theme within the manga, common theme within, the games. You get the point. And so, the main character wants to be a champion. You can see he's, trying to take on the league and all that, and he's trying to, be the best. And he suffers a crushing defeat from this girl right here, which is... Never change, Pokemon. Never change. Anyways, he suffers a crushing defeat and all that, and basically because of the defeat, he packs up his gloves, his Pokemon hat, and pretty much becomes a delivery mailman. That's literally what it is. Like, this entire episode is him going to door delivering packages and stuff to different people in the Pokemon world, and you can see that his once dream of being a champion is pretty much non-existent. He's no longer pursuing that dream anymore, which is honestly really sad. Like, actually just looking at this episode in general, the way it opens up and the story it's trying to tell, it's pretty depressing. It's basically saying, oh, this man had a dream and then it was just crushed and then he gave up. And it's like, wow, what a way to really, like, start an episode, so to speak, to really build something up. And so the reason why there is, like, this distance growing between, obviously, the MC and his Gardevoir is because, obviously, Gardevoir in this story is, like Ash and his Pikachu. And Gardevoir and him was going to travel to the top, you know, they were going to use Mega Evolution as well to be able to use that in combat, and it didn't happen, technically, in the Pokemon League that he did at the beginning of the episode. It failed, it wasn't possible. And so, you see how in this episode, the distance that grows between them, the Gardevoir is upset because she wants to see her trainer get back on track and become a champion once again, but she silently, like, watches him from a distance. And throughout the episode, you just see how, like, you know, you see him just going day by day. His life seems kind of, like, empty a little bit, and you see his Gardevoir wishes there was more, and you see a little bit of, like, backstory to how Gardevoir got this little trinket on her head, like the Mega Evolution Stone, and then you, like, see, like, how he puts up, like, all his gear to not really be a Pokemon trainer anymore. It's pretty sad. And as the episode reaches, like, its climax, the character goes off into a middle of, like, a storm, and he's delivering, you know, packages and stuff, and a mudslide happens to where he's about to literally get slung off the cliff. His Gardevoir that's been tracking and following him around secretly appears to protect him, save him, and amongst this, like, brief little encounter where he's potentially going to die and be knocked into, like, the ocean or whatever, she Mega Evolves and saves him, and then it, like, re-sparks this entire, like, this message of, like, he's not going to give up and he's wanting to challenge the league once again, since his Gardevoir has never given up since the very beginning. It's, like, a very simplistic story, obviously, but it's nice messaging, nice themes, and I like it overall. And that doesn't even get into, like, the animation, by the way. The animation of this is really good, but I dare not play the animation, because at the end of the day, this is the Pokemon Company and Nintendo and all that. I know how they get when it comes to copyright, so I dare not play it. But the point is that this is really good. It's very simple. Some might say it's too simple, but I think that's fine. Because of the simplicity of it, it's able to, like I say, travel across the language barriers, as I said at the beginning of the video, and I think that's completely fine. Yeah, I would like more stuff like this, honestly. This is really cool. I really like these little close-knitted stories for Pokemon and all that. It kind of was sad and then happy and all that, bittersweet. And, you know, it's left open as well. Like, you don't really know if he's really going to be able to accomplish his goal or not. Will he eventually give up again? We don't really know. The story is left open-ended, and I do hope that maybe we might get a continuation of this one day. But overall, I wanted to talk about this because I thought this was pretty cool, and, you know, one of the big driving reasons to why I even wanted to make this video was because the memes, the unhinged memes that people were making from this, but I wanted to actually sit down and talk about the episode and give it justice, because I feel like a lot of people are just going to meme on it for the whole Gardevoir, you know, fan art stuff, and not really discuss what the story is about. But anyways, you all have a fantastic day or night wherever you live. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, helps with the algorithm. Chibi out.